Hello friends, you are welcome to our literary channel Academic Domain. Today I am going to discuss the poem An Introduction by Kamla Das. It will be line by line explanation of the poem in English language. And friends, if you are new to my channel and haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get notified my new videos. Please like and share to help my channel grow and give your valuable feedback so that I can do better in my next videos. Before going to the poem, we will discuss few points about the poet. Kamla Das was born in 1934 and died in 2009. She was an Indian English poet as well as a leading Malayalam author from Kerala. She is popularly known by her one-time pen name Madhavi Kutti and married name Kamla Das. The poem An Introduction was published in her first collection Summer in Calcutta in 1965. It is a confessional poem in nature, and in this poem she asserts that how patriarchy controls her life and the lives of countless suffering women. So now we will discuss the poem here. In the beginning lines, the poet says that I don't know politics, but I know the names of those in power and can repeat them like days of week or names of months, beginning with Nehru. I am Indian, very brown, born in Malabar. I speak three languages, write in two, dream in one. So here the poet says that I don't know politics, I don't have any interest in the politics, but I know the names of those in power, but I can tell you the names of those people in power, names of the politicians, and can repeat them like days of weeks, and I can name them, I can repeat them like the days of the weeks or the names of the months beginning with Nehru, from Nehru. It means here she is trying to say that the power in our country is in some selected, some chosen hands. There are very few people who are controlling whole country. I am an Indian, very brown. She is telling that I am an Indian and I have brown color, born in Malabar. Malabar is a district in Kerala. I speak three languages and she is speaking three languages, that is English, Malayalam and Hindi, and write in two, that is Malayalam and English, and dream in one, that is Malayalam, because we dream in our mother language, in our mother tongue. Don't write in English, they said. They said that don't write in English. English is not your mother tongue. The critics, the why not leave me alone? Critics, friends, visiting cousins, every one of you. So here she is addressing her critics, her friends, her relatives, that all of you, why don't you leave me alone? And why you people are telling that English is not my mother tongue and I should not write in English? So it's my wish, it's my language, it's my wish, whatever I want, in which language I want, I express myself. Why not let me speak in any language I like? So she said that why don't you let me speak in any language I like? Why don't you let me write in any language I like? The language I speak becomes mine. So whatever the language I speak, whatever the language I choose to write, it becomes mine. It's the distortions, its queerness, all mine, mine alone. So its imperfections of my English and its queerness, its strangeness, all is mine because I express myself in this language. So it becomes my language, and the way I speak, the way I write, it becomes my language. So please don't disturb me. So please don't criticize me and don't poke me. It is half English, half Indian. Funny perhaps. It may be half English, half Indian because I am an Indian, so Indianness will be there in my English. I am a Malayali speaker, so the influence of my mother tongue may be there in my language. It may seem funny, it may seem strange, but it's honest. But it is honest, but I express my feelings through my language. So whatever I write, whatever I speak with the heart. Whatever I write with heart. It is as human as I am. Don't you see? Don't you see that my language is as human as I am? Because human being cannot be perfect. If we become perfect, we will be God or we will be angel. So the same way, my language is also like human being. It is also is not my language is also not perfect. So I am a human being, and my language is also imperfect as a human being. It voices my joys, my longings, my hopes, and it is a source of expression. Through this language, I express my joys, my happiness, my longings, my desires, and my hopes and expectations. So, this is my language of expression. I express in this language, and it is useful to me as crying is to the crows or roaring to the lions. And this language is a part of my personality, and it is inseparable from my personality, and it is for me as crying to the crows and roaring to the lions. I cannot separate my language from me. I cannot separate myself from English, from this language. It is human speech, the speech of mind that is here and not there. It is a human speech. So whatever I speak, it is a human speech. It is a spoken by human and understood by the human being. It is a human speech that is not here, that is here and not there. A mind that sees and hears and is aware. So whatever I speak, in which language I speak are right, the people can understand. The people, they can see, they can hear, and they can be aware, or they can understand it, because it is the language of human being. It is the language of mind. It is the language of heart, and I express myself through this language. Not deaf, blind speech. And my language is not a strange. My language is not a queer language of trees. It is not the language of trees in storm or monsoon, clouds or of rain. So my language is not like the language of the trees, which produces a strange clear sound at the time of star, or at the time of monsoon clouds, or at the time of rain. And again, my language is not as incoherent as the burning fire. So when we see that when a fire is burned, then there will be a muttering sound, a strange sound. So she is telling that my language is not as coherent as the muttering sound of burning fire. I was child, and later they told me I grew. Now she is telling that in the beginning I was a child, and then later my family members, my friends, they told me that I grew up, I became a young now, and I became tall. For because I became tall, there was improvement in my physics. So they said that now I grew up, my limbs swelled, and one or two places sprouted here. Now she is telling that how she entered into the stage of puberty, into the stage of maturity. It means that when my physics, my body became mature, but my soul, my mind was still immature. When I asked for love, then what happened? When my family members said that I grew up, they married me. And when I got married, then I asked for love. Then I asked my husband, I wanted love from my husband, not knowing what else to ask for. And I didn't know that what else to ask for, because here she is trying to tell that a woman wants love only. She doesn't want anything else, but she wants love from her partner, from her husband. And she is telling that because she was mentally immature, she was, though she was physically mature, but mentally she was immature, and she didn't know what else to ask other than love. He drew a youth of 16 into the bedroom and closed the door. And now she is telling that how when she grew up, she was married to a young man, and then she was closed in the that bridal bedroom. He did not beat me, but my sad woman body felt so beaten. Now she is telling that her husband, her partner, didn't beat her, but her body felt so beaten. Here she is talking about the experiences which she went through at the time of sexual intercourse, because mentally she was immature and she didn't know about all these things. Though physically she was mature, so she wanted love, she wanted compassion from her partner, from her husband. But her husband wanted to quench his lust, but her husband wanted to fulfill his sexual desire. The weight of my breasts and womb crushed me. I shrank pitifully. Now she is talking about her experiences and she is telling that how her body felt and how she felt after sexual intercourse. And she is telling that though she wanted love from her husband, but she has to go through the other something else. And now she is telling, and she is the pain which she went through, she is expressing here, and now she began to hate her woman body, and she is thinking that because of her body she has to go through such pain. That's why then I wore a shirt and my brother's trousers. Then she began to behave like a tomboy. She wore shirt and she put on her brother's trousers, cut my hair short, and ignored my womanliness. And then she cut her hair short and she began to behave like a boy, like a tomboy, and she began to ignore her feminine features, feminine qualities. Now, then what happened? What her in-laws said? Dress in saris, be girl, be wife. They said. They said her in-laws, because she is a daughter-in-law now. She is a wife now, and they said her in-laws said that you should not. You should not live like a tomboy. You should not be in trouser. You should not be in shirt. You should be in saris, because you are a girl now. You are a wife now, and you should behave like that. Be embroider. Be cook. Be a quarreler with the servants, and you should have women qualities in you. You should have women characteristics in you. You should be an embroider. You should be a cook. You should quarrel like other women. So behave like a woman. Fit in, and you should fit in the structure that is formed by the society. Because you are a woman, you should be like that. Oh, belong, cried the categorizers. The categorizers, the people who categorizes that a woman should be like this, a girl should be like this and that. So they cried that you should belong. It means you should behave the way you are. You should be the way you are. You are a woman, so you should behave like a woman. Don't sit on walls or peep in through laced draped windows. Don't sit on the wall because you are a girl. It doesn't suit you. And don't peep outside through the windows. Be Amy, be Kamla, or better still be Madhvi Kutti. You be Amy or be Kamla, or better be Madhvi Kutti. Be in any form, but be a woman, be a girl, and you can adopt any name. But you should be a girl, you should be a woman, you should be a wife, you should be a daughter-in-law. It is time to choose a name, a role. They said. Her in-law said that it is a time to choose a role, a name. You are a wife now, you are daughter-in-law now. So you have to take that role, you have to fit in that role. Don't play pretending games, and you should not play as if you are a child. You should not play the childish games, and you should behave like a wife, like a woman. Don't play at schizophrenia, and don't behave as if you are mentally disordered, because she began to behave like a tomboy. So for those people, for the conservative family, for her in-laws, it seems that she was going through some mental disorder, some schizophrenia. That's why they said that don't behave like this. or be a nympho, or don't crave for love always, and don't cry embarrassingly loud when jilted in love. And when you are jilted in love, when you are deceived in love, when you are betrayed in love, so don't cry. So because the Kamala Das is trying to tell that these things are common thing for the women, that being jilted in love and behaving like a girl, behaving like a woman. So these things common thing for a woman. So according to her in-laws, that you should suffer all these things, you should accept all these things without any protest, without any resistance. Now she is telling that I met a man, loved him. When I got married, I met a man, I loved him, I loved my husband, my partner, call him not by any name. I didn't give him any name. I didn't give him any particular name. He was not a different from other people. He is every man who wants a woman. He was like every man. He was like every man who wants a woman, who doesn't know about the love, who doesn't know about the compassion, who doesn't know about the feeling of a wife, feeling of a woman. But he is every man like who wants a woman. So he was like every man who wants woman, who wants to quench his lust, just as I am every woman who seeks love. So as I am every woman who seeks love, as I am every woman who wants love, so in the same way, my husband, my partner was like every man who wants to quench his lust. So she is talking about the nature of a man and of a woman. In him the hungry taste of rivers, and in him, in my partner, in my husband, there was a hungry haste of river. He was always he was always hungry, with a lust, with a sexual desire. And in me the ocean's tireless waiting. So in me, and I always waited for his love, I always waited for his compassion, I always wanted that he will feel he will feel my love. But it never happened, and he was always after his sexual, after his physical desire, after his lust, and I was always waiting for the love from him. Who are you? I ask each and everyone. The answer is, it is I. Now she is telling that wherever I went, and whomever I met, and I asked that who are you? I asked every man that who are you, and I received only one answer. I got only one answer, that it is I. Here she is trying to show the male ego, the ego, that the big I, that I am everything, I am the dominate, no, I am the one who dominates. So she is telling that I got the answer, that is I only. Anywhere and everywhere I see the one who calls himself I in this world. So she is telling that in this world, wherever I went everywhere, and wherever I went, I asked every human being, every man, that who are you? So I got only one answer, that it is I. So all the men are confined in that male ego, in that I. He is tightly packed like the sword in its sheath. So man is tightly packed. He is confined in that male ego, as a sword is confined in its sheath. He cannot come out of that circle. He cannot cross that border of that male ego. It is I who drink lonely, drinks at 12 midnight in hotels of strange town. It is that male ego who gives him freedom to go anywhere at any time, to do anything. It is that ego who gives him freedom, liberty to drink alone, to drink in the midnight, and to go to the strange cities, to the hotels alone, and to enjoy his life. He has full freedom with that I, with that male ego, with that that patriarchy feelings. It is I who laugh. It is I who make love and then feel shame. So she is telling that it is in the last lines. She is telling that it is that male ego, it is that ego who makes him laugh and who makes him love, who makes him quench his lust, and later he feels shame for that. It is I who lie down with a rattle in my throat, and it is that his male ego with which he dies. And when he dies, when his male ego, when he ego dies, so he feels the same problem, the same pain which I feel. Here she is trying to say that at the time of death, the pains felt by men and women both are the same. So here she is trying to say that in his lifetime he may be, that confined in that male ego in I, but at the time of death, both men and women both are the same. They are suffering the same pain. Now she is also trying to become I. She is also trying to have her own identity. That why we should be always dominated by the male society. Why can't we have our own liberty? Why can't we have equality? Why can't we have freedom? Why can't we have our own identity? Now she is telling that I am a sinner. I am also a sinner like you. I am a saint. I am also a saint like you, because men and women both are equal. We are same. We have the same feelings, we have the same joy. I am the beloved and the betrayed, and I am a betrayed, I am a beloved, and I am a betrayed, and I have no joys that are not yours. So the joy, the happiness, we have the same happiness, we have the same joys as a human being. No aches which are not yours. So the pains which are going through are the same. The pains that which are going through are the same. That a woman and a man, they are feeling the same pains. I too call myself I, so I also call myself I too want to have that feeling of I too want to have that ego of I, like other like the men.